That's the spirit. Morgan, get your weird hat thing out of here. You messed up all your hairs. Welcome to this week's episode of Teag and Mo Review on the Go. This week we'll be reviewing Love, Simon. Super good movie. Really liked it. And we're going to be reviewing it with our ASF scale. So Obama approved. And what is that stand for? What are the acronyms?
Acting. Soundtrack. Slippery Slimy Slugs.
Super close. Love the alliteration. It's storyline.
Oh.
So once we review it with our ASF scale, we will then give it our emoji rating. And it'll be a jolly good time.
Boom.
And here we go.
Boom.
Starting out.
Boom.
Boom, ba boom.
Boom.
Boom, chicka boom.
Bomb to the bomb.
Boom, chicka wow.
Bomb to the bang.
All right. Starting out.
Hey, acting.
Acting. Here we go. What do you think? What'd you think? I'd like to say I laughed and I cried, which I feel like is a good sign that the acting was good. I just thought it was super cute.
Here's my thing. I didn't think the acting was terrible, but I didn't think it was like, oh my god, they're amazing.
Nothing to write home about?
Yeah. It was just blank.
I feel like it's one of those hard things because this storyline is something that, like, I personally will never have to go through. Like, it's not like I'm going to be coming out anytime soon because, oddly enough, I'm not gay. So I feel like it's one of those ones that I think anybody in that role, like, however they're going to portray it is how they personally felt like it was going to be portrayed. And so I feel like I thought it was great. I don't think I don't know, does that make sense? Like, I can't judge someone else's coming out story, even if it is fictional in this specific case. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, well, I thought you did great. You acted exactly as you thought you would act in this scenario.
Who are some of the actors in this one?
Jennifer Garner was the mom, loved her. Josh Duhamel was the dad. I thought the parents were amazing. I think they were my favorite. Yeah. I also thought the sister was super cute.
Also professional actors.
Well, that's also true. So was the guy. His name is Simon.
A soul. Soundtrack.
Yeah, Egyptian soundtrack.
Soul. Because they sing it, so.
Ah, right, naturally.
Soundtrack!
Yeah, once again, I feel like if you don't notice it in a bad way, I feel like that's a good thing. I feel like it kind of did its job, but it wasn't a Hans Zimmer score by any means. I mean, I feel like
there were a couple.
They had some fun songs. They had like a karaoke part, that was kind of fun. For like 2 seconds. I think the soundtrack made you feel the way they wanted you to feel when they wanted you to feel it, if that makes sense. So like it and we're back.
Ding ding ding.
Here we go.
I remember!
Ding ding ding.
Sorry for interrupting you, Tegan.
No, it's fine.
Okay, so there's this scene where he's how do I say this? There's a scene where he's like, what would it be like to be like really gay? And they do like a dance scene where he like comes out and he's like being very like flamboyant, and the music was so good. I remember that when I was like, this is a good song. I was like, alright.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I was like dance, and they were like dancing and down. It was actually one of my favorite scenes. The music there was really good, but I think that just ties into what Tegan said about like it really played into the emotions that you were having. So like, I don't think we would have had the feelings we had if it hadn't been for the soundtrack that they had for the movie.
Sure. And next up we have storyline. I thought the storyline was great. Again, this is one of those kind of cool movies that you get to see inside of a situation that, like, personally I would never be in, and so I thought with that, it was done really well, and it kind of shows you all the different aspects and his whole, like, train of thought, and just kind of his process of going through stuff, and I thought it was really good.
This movie did an incredible job of just, like, showing you what it can be like for the average American teen. I thought that was really cool. So he, like you've seen in the previews, there's some like mysterious person that he is talking to online who's also in the closet gay at his school, and he's trying to figure out who they are throughout the movie. That's like the premise.
The basic premise.
Yeah, and every time he like thinks it's a person, he like starts to imagine them as this person and try and tie them in. And I think they do a really, really good job of like putting that all together and really making the pieces flow. One of my biggest pet peeves of movies is when I can find like really like flaws in the timeline, like you've heard in some of our other reviews. And like I feel like I didn't really find that in this one because they explained away at the end some of the things that I would have pointed out as flaws. And so I think the combination of just like the representation of the gay community, the LGBT community, and just this like average American teen was really cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like in general, going to high school like these days, like people in general is like, oh, like you couldn't pay me to go back to high school. But I feel like kids these days have an especially difficult time going with like technology and the internet and like how it's used. And like, yes, it's one of those like, but like the internet I feel like really is a double-edged sword when it comes to like, there's so much information that's awesome that's out there and you can learn so much, but there's also so much potential for, I mean, really bullying and like for all these different, I think they address it really well in the movie. It's interesting because it really is like a teen-run vlog that kind of is the basis of all of this whole movie. And so with that, there's just pluses and minuses of like, on one side he inspires a lot of people, but on the other side, like there's just a lot of like making fun of and bullying, like it just is an interesting kind of dichotomy. And so I feel like they portray that well, and yet it's in general just a bummer that that's kind of what our current day high school society is. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think what they did was they addressed the social media bullying like really, really well.
I just feel like in general, this was a really well done movie, and I love that it was about someone coming out, because I feel like in this day and age, we talk a lot about the fact that it should be normal, and this movie was just like, this is normal. Stop being weird about it. Like, this is a normal thing that happens in America, despite like your beliefs, like don't, you know, whatever, like this is happening, and this shouldn't be something that people are afraid to do, and we just want people to be happy being who they are. And I thought it was a really well done movie with that at its center, plus having the courage to be the best you with supportive people in your life.
Sorry for cutting off our discussion of the storyline right there. What you didn't see on camera is Tegan and I went on like a 20-minute existential crisis rabbit hole where we talked about the main theme behind this movie, which is homosexuality. Tegan and I are both Christians, and in the church, homosexuality is a hot button topic that has very extreme sides and different things going on there. And so we wanted to make sure that as we're talking about the storyline in this movie and the things that like we're being sensitive to all parties. And part of the reason we went on this tangent is we're never gonna have this experience because we're not homosexuals. And so we saw this movie in the lens of Christians, and we wanted to make sure that as we're talking about the movie, that people understand the main takeaways on this movie. Like the storyline is, yes, about a gay teen coming out, but like there's some other really big themes that this movie had that we feel like are really important.
Yeah, like love and support and friendship and family and what it means to just love someone for who they are.
Yeah, unconditional love and acceptance and understanding. And in the movie, he has a group of friends, and there's some issues that happen there, and the ways that they kind of work through things and talk through things is just a really cool example of what good friendship is and what it means to love someone and accept someone. Yeah. And we feel like that is a really big part of this movie as well. Not just the coming out story, but these other themes that are going on there.
If you take anything away from this video, go watch this movie. It's a great movie, it's done well, it's got great actors in it, it's a story that needs to be told. We loved it. Go make your own opinion of it and comment below what you thought, because this is, I think, a topic that's not going away anytime soon. It's been around forever, it's not going away.
Go see the movie.
It was great. Now we're gonna do our scale review, 1 out of 10. Morgan, what is our emoji gonna be this time?
It's a heart.
Cute!
Because
A heart.
love Simon.
Love Simon. Okay, what is your emoji?
I give this movie a 9 out of 10.
Definitely thought you just held up 8, so I'm really glad you did help.
4 and 5.
Did held up 9. Yikes.
9 out of 10. On the T, what was your 1 out of 10 score for this movie?
I thought it was great. I'm gonna give it a 9.
So, the average of 9 is 9. So our overall score for this movie is 9 twinkly hearts.
Twinkle, twinkle,
yay!
heart. Thank you so much for joining us this week on Teag and Mo Review on the Go. Go see Love Simon. Super cute. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. We post new content every Monday.
Or Thursdays when Morgan forgets.
Well, you win some, you lose some. Make sure to give us a big thumbs up and comment below what you thought. And we'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye!
Teag and Mo. Teag and Mo.
Teag and Mo.
Oh my god, shh! You be quiet.